Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. Today we're going to talk about another wish list. This one is going to be a specific character wish list for Christmas. This is something I've done last year as well, where I talked about like what characters I was missing, why I wanted to see them, how I would build them, where I would use them, and how excited I was to do them. This was done on a spreadsheet before, but I'm going to just visually do it for you guys today instead, or vocally I should say, because there's not many characters I don't have anymore, so it's kind of rough looking at the list. And I'm going to separate them from Moonlight and non-Moonlight, so keep that in mind as we go forward. So before we get into this, the characters I'm going to talk about that I don't have, I'm not going to rate them on how good they are. I'm going to rate them on how I would personally use them and how much I'd want to see them. So keep that in mind as we kind of talk about this. So I'm just going to go in order, just complete order by element. So first up, we have Ravi in our fire element section. And honestly, I didn't really want Ravi. And then I started using Kawana, and I've fallen in love with Kawana. So Ravi is somebody that I think would work really perfectly with a lot of my Kawana strategy. She does a ton of damage. She stuns. She sustains herself. She does exactly what I would want somebody to do in a strategy that revolves around Rwana. So I think if I got her, I would definitely use her, and I'd be pretty excited to use her. There's also Kayron here, who honestly, he's a really cool character. He's a really cool character, but I don't know if I would use him. I primarily don't know if I'd use him because I feel like his exclusive equipments were really lacking, and I feel like he would take a lot of Molagora for me to actually use. So that's another thing I'm just not even sure about. That said, I feel like you can just skip his skill 2 for skill ups, right? If you really don't want to bother. And you can max his skill 3 and skill 1. So that's something you could consider too. Next up is Ken, and let me show you my storage. So I have a few things in my storage. I've got 2 Kens, a Haste, and a Tenebra in my storage right now. So I technically have Ken. I don't want to use him. I don't want to build him. He's going to stay in my storage until the end of time. So that's really all I have to say about Ken. I just really dislike his character. Outside of that, I have all the fire units except for Researcher Carrot. Somebody I really want to build soon. So maybe that's something we'll do very soon as a new project. He also kind of sustains, like Kawana needs somebody to sustain with, so maybe she'll fit there too. So let's move on to ice units, and there are 2 I am missing, Sigrid and Luluka. So I started an alt account recently, and I started using Sigrid, and let me tell you, if I ever pull Sigrid, she's getting the plus 15 treatment for sure. She's one of my favorite designs. She's been one of my favorites since day 1. She's got the coolest animation. She's got one of the best and most satisfying sounds from a character, which is something that's really important to me. Like the snapping from Araminta, the fan noise from Bellona. I really like that in a character. So if I ever got Sigrid, I would plus 15 her. I would use her in my Wyvern team. If you haven't ever seen Once in Love, shout out to Once in Love's Wyvern 11 team, he uses Sigrid, General Purgus, Surin, and one more person that I can't remember, and it is beautiful. Haste, I think. Maybe not Haste. It's a beautiful team. You should use it. It's such a wonderful team, and I really love watching him do his Wyvern runs. Then there's also Luluka, and Luluka I would be over the moon for too. For many reasons. 1, I think her and Violet are like the cutest couple in the history of the world. 2, I think she camps really well, and it'd be really exciting to use her in my raid team regularly and get rid of some of the unfun people I'm using. 3, she has 2 different color eyes. 4, her stockings, oh my god. And 5, her flower is purple. So pretty much everything is perfect about her. I think I spent about 600 bookmarks for her, and I didn't get her, so that's pretty sad. But if I ever picked up Luluka, she'd be 6-starred immediately. I would have her at least +3/+3 over here. And I would probably go 2-3-3 here at the absolute minimum. The second I picked her up, she would 100% be used. So I'm missing 2 of those, and I'm really sad about it. And that's it for water. As for Earth, we're missing 2 Earth people. One of them is Charles. Charles, I spent about 600 bookmarks on him day one, and honestly, he was one of my most wanted units for a while. He loves tea, his animation is beautiful, everything about him is awesome, but I think at this point in the game, I hate him so much that I couldn't use him. Like, I literally hate Charles so much that I just want to cry, which makes me really sad. So I feel like if I got Charles, I wouldn't know how to handle it, because like I would instinctively want to plus 15 him because he's honestly like glorious in all stretch of the imagination, but at the same time I hate him so much for what he's done to me. Like, he's done some bad things to me and I just don't want to deal with that anymore. And Ludwig here, he's going to be at the absolute bottom of my list. He is my least favorite 5-star in the game, I think. Something about his voice just bothers me, and I've never really liked his character whatsoever. I'm not sure why I get in trouble whenever I say I don't like his voice, but it's just, it is what it is. It bothers me. Elena's fine to me, but Ludwig just makes me twitch. I can't help it. So that's it for Earth as well here. So now the juicy bits. Let's go to the 4 stars. So I'm actually missing a lot of 4-star units right now. I'm missing Shadow Rose. I don't think I'm missing Assassin Sid. I think I have Assassin Sid. Let me go double check. Because I'd be actually sad if I was missing Assassin Sid. Apparently I am missing Assassin Sid. We have C Mercedes, we have Kitty Clarissa, we have Purgus. Yeah. I'm actually missing Assassin Sid. That's really upsetting. I thought I had him. That's really too bad. So we are missing him, unless I'm blind. I swear I summoned him, but I guess not. So we are missing Assassin Sid. It's funny, I almost built him recently. I was about to take him out of my bags and build him actually very recently. So, whoops on that. So we're missing Shadow Rose, Assassin Sid, Roaming Warrior Leo, and Troublemaker Crozet. Honestly, the only one here that I actually want is Assassin Sid. I feel like I would use him. He's a lot of fun. He's a cool character, and I like the idea behind him. I'm not really a fan of Leo. I'm not really a fan of Crozet. And honestly, I like regular Rose better than Shadow Rose, and I don't think I would use her at this point. So that's all I'm missing for dark units here. As for 4-star light units, we are missing Crimson Armin still. That is right. Mango does not have Crimson Armin. Mango also doesn't have Fighter Maya. Crimson Armin, I think, was tied for the #1 unit I wanted right at the start of the game for 4-star MLs. It was between her and Siam Dominial. So 2 things that I really wanted, but I don't really want her anymore. She's been used to death. I've fought her a billion times. I just really don't have an interest in her anymore, so I'm fine not having her. That said, please, for the love of God, give me Fighter Maya. So Fighter Maya is voiced by Sumali Montano, I believe, who is the same voice actor as Araminta. And she's amazing, and I want her so badly, and she's just so much fun, and you get to use her all the time, and I'm so jealous of everybody that has Fighter Maya that I don't. Probably like the #1 most wanted unit that's not a 5-star ML right now. Like, I want her more than my regular 5 stars at this point. I'm also missing Eaton, who was the one I wanted the most out of the new characters, but I don't think I would use him if I ended up getting him. I like his skill set. I protect, come here, and I'm tough. But I feel like I just wouldn't build him at this point. Okay, so let's go to the 5-star MLs. There are a lot right now. So ML Ken, we're just going to cross that guy off the list. We don't want ML Ken at all. I honestly don't want Arbiter Vildred at all either. I know he's insane. I would use him, but I just wouldn't be too happy about it. Fallen Cecilia is somebody who's coming up next rotation, much to everybody else's anger. I'd be pretty happy to pick her up, but I don't think... Like, I don't know how excited I would be. Like, she's one of those things where when you fight the same unit every single battle, it just doesn't feel as good. So I'm not sure how I would handle Fallen Cecilia. I would obviously, like, I would plus 15 her and I would use her, but I don't know how happy I would be now to get Fallen Cecilia versus how happy I would be before. That said, Spectre Tenebra, I think, is my most wanted ML unit now. I'm not sure. We'll have to see with the lights, but she is just one of the coolest. I love her design. I love her everything. I love her nails. Just everything about her is fantastic. I think she's one of the most unique characters in the game as well. I think she's beautiful, and just I cannot wait to use her if I ever pick her up. Dark Corvus is somebody I'd also be pretty happy to use. He's somebody we see sometimes on defense, but in general, people are attacking you with him, so it doesn't feel like he's overused, even though I know he's used every Guild War for everybody who ever has him. But you don't see him everywhere like you would see an ML Ken or an ML Chloe or an ML Ruel or something like that instead. So that's kind of why I feel like I'd have more fun with Corvus than the others. As for Light, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 that we don't have for Light. Number 1, going to be Silverblade Araminta. I still want her. I want her so bad. But I don't know. I want her so unbelievably bad, but I just don't know where I would use her at this point. I feel like she kind of works just like regular Araminta at this point. But slightly better, I guess. I would love to see her. I would absolutely love to see her, and I would have a blast with her too, but I don't know what to say. Ruel of Light is somebody I wouldn't really want. Even her skill animations don't even look too great. Like her actual icons. I feel like she's pretty boring. She would obviously be really good, but I'm not really looking for good at this point. I'm looking for fun, and I don't think Ruel hits the fun. Sage Balance is on was somebody I wanted a while ago, but I don't think I want anymore. I was destroyed by him too much, and now he's just not as good as he was before. I do think he's still great, and I do think he will be great for RTA, but overall, not somebody I would be as happy getting as others. Specimen Says is somebody I would be extraordinarily happy to get. I think he's got an insane skill set now, but I'm not sure. I'm still not sure. I feel like he's not my favorite husbando. I do like him a lot, but there's just something off about him that doesn't get me as attracted to him as other husbandos. But like I said, I would use the heck out of him. I would blow everything up. I'd stun everything, and it would be glorious. And that leaves 2 people, Faithless Litica and Desert Jewel Basar. So she is insane looking. A lot of people say she looks boring, but I don't. I think the coloration is fantastic. I think the chains are perfectly well done. I think the way her hair flows is just beautiful. I think everything about her is fantastic. I would absolutely love to pull her if I could get her, but unfortunately her 5-star she shared with didn't line up with the one I wanted, so I never ended up pulling for her. For example, if she shared with Luluka or something like that, I would absolutely pull all of my mystics to try to get her, but unfortunately she never did. So that leaves the number 1 light unit I want. That is Desert Jewel Basar. He's got 2 different color eyes. In fact, there are 4 different color eyes in this entire thing here, and I think he would just be so much fun to use. He's got an insane skill set. I think he's super underrated. And I would have so much fun with him, especially for Guild War, especially for arena offense. I think he would just be fantastic. I love everything about her. I love Matt Mercer. Marry me instead of Marisha. I would just so much fun. Anyways, that's all the characters for now. I hope you enjoyed me talking and raving. I've got a couple of videos out like this recently. That's just because I'm gone for Christmas, so I wanted to talk about the game before I left. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what your most wanted units are and why, especially if it's something that's like fun and not something just like ML Ken because he kicks butt. You know, I want to see Basar because he's got nice abs. That makes more sense to me, you know, or Basar because he's got 4 different colored eyes, or Basar because he's got a dog or a panther or a, what is that? It's a something. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.